To succeed in boat life, you need to constantly adapt, think outside the box, fix things with what you have on hand, live by Mother Nature's rules, and you will be rewarded with epic landscapes for a backyard, water teeming with marine life for a swimming pool, and sunrise and sunset as your only clock. Join us for boat life in the Marquesas. Welcome back to Anaho Bay on the north coast of Nuku Hiva in the Marquesas Islands of French Polynesia. Beautiful, calm, encircled by hills and a chiseled basalt peak, it's protected in all but a north wind. Accessible only by boat or on foot or horseback via the trail running over the mountain pass from Hatahue Village, where we had lunch in the episode linked up top or in the description below. Before continuing to explore the Marquesas, we needed to get more diesel. Tying Wanderlust to the fuel wall would be a tricky endeavor with a considerable swell, so the guys from 4 boats in the bay have decided to go on a fuel mission. Since there are no roads to Anaho Bay, we hired a local boat to take the guys to Hatahue Village in the next bay where there is a road, and they were able to hire a cab to go to Tahuata Bay where the fuel station is.
Just another day on the boat. Going for a fuel run. Crazy driving. Oh, okay, yeah.
They fueled up, but filming isn't allowed at the station because of the flammability of lithium batteries. For the return trip, the guys decided to rent a car.
Okay. Here's some of our diesel. Back from fueling. Change fuel in the middle of the bay. Prime fuel. Kind of ran out of gas, but we have a lot of it. So. That's crazy, man. We're like literally 3 feet from this rock. This is crazy.
huge thank you to our patrons. We are so grateful for your support. If you'd like additional content and real-time updates, consider joining the Harbors Unknown community on Patreon.
Do you have a rope?
Let me get a rope.
Get the line from me. All right, this for you? Yeah, not all, but can.
The next day, we had some boat jobs to tackle.
So the jack line starts here, goes through this loop, goes through the low friction ring which I rigged at the top of the sail since the top broke, and then comes down at the level of the third car, it looks like. Second car, sorry. So it needs to be tight enough so that the laugh of the sail was straight, but it needs to be also short enough that the low friction ring will come close to this ring. So Kristin is going to pull up the sail. Go ahead slowly. Go ahead. Okay, stop. So you can see that now it's too tight. It comes close. It's almost perfect. Go up a little more. Okay. So I just have to release it just a smidgen. It looks like there's a little lock there.
If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out.
Okay, stop. Still a little too tight. Just a smidgen. Okay, stop.
After a couple more adjustments, the sail was ready to go.
So unfortunately, our brand new second reef got chafed again, and there is some that we're doing wrong, I guess, because this keeps happening. So I have the Nima cover that I'm going to splice over it. It's really not the perfect application. This is supposed to go over intact cover, but I'm going to give it a shot. So first I'm going to just trim this cover that has been chewed up. This I'm going to leave because it's still pretty good there.
We're using a Dyneema cover, which is typically used to go over the entire line in spots where chafes could occur, but this is what we have, so we're going to use it to cover the chafed area. We leave 10 inches on each side of the chafe so the cover and line can be woven
Yoda.
together.
This is the Dyneema cover, so it's really strong stuff. You can see you need a special scissor to cut this.
The line is inserted into the fid and secured with tape so the line can be pulled through the cover easily.
This works.
Then the Dyneema is pulled over the chafe and the yellow covering is secured to the core with a couple stitches to hold it in place. We then trim the excess yellow cover so the Dyneema slides over it easily. Then the other end of the yellow cover is sewn in place and sewn at either end with a couple stitches to prevent it from moving. A piece of tape is used to mark the end of the chafe and then stitched to hold it in place. The strands of the Dyneema cover are pulled apart so the weaving process can begin. Once it's unraveled, you pick 3 or 4 of the strands close to each other, thread them through the needle, and sew 10 stitches through the yellow cover.
Okay. And so
Then turn the line 180 degrees and repeat the process on that side, reducing the number of stitches by 1 each rotation. The link to the tutorial we referenced is in the description below.
and this is how it looks when it's done.
Good morning, everyone. We picked up anchor around 3:45 this morning. We are heading to an island called Tahuata, I believe. It's going to take me a while to learn the names of all these different islands, but it's just across from one of the main islands, Hawthorne. It's about 85-90 mile journey. That's why we left so early in the morning. And we have, I guess, around 12, 13 knots true wind. We got the main and chip out, but the wind angle is pretty tight, probably about 30.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 29, 30, so super tight upwind. Fortunately, the sea state isn't really as high as we thought it was going to be. It's forecast to be about 2 meters, so 6 feet, but it's definitely less than that. So overall, pretty good. The sun looks like it's going to be coming up here soon, and we should have a great day. Alright guys, we are a bit more than halfway to our destination, and it looks like we're going to get there before dark, probably about 5:15 or so. 11 to 13 knots, but the apparent wind angle is still like 30, so just to make sure that we get in before dark, we are motor sailing. Sea state is pretty good every once in a while. We have some pretty big waves. It's a great day, and I'm glad we decided to come today.
It all points right to that. I set myself aside, lead the way on this drive. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change.
Soon enough, Hawthorne came into view.
These islands are just so beautiful. They are just impressive, truly impressive. And it's amazing because we had read that they, of course, interfere with the trade winds because they're so high, but we actually saw the effects here with the wind changing direction from east to almost north and then back again. So
Directly ahead of us is Tahuata. Birds circling over the water indicate there are fish below, but we were so intent on anchoring before sunset that we had already taken our fishing lines in. Hawthorne, just behind Fabio, is the second largest island in the Marquesas. The Ha'ava Channel, or Canal de Bordelais, separates Hivaoa from Tahuata. Hivaoa soon blocked all of the wind, so we decided to furl the jib and drop the main.
We're anchored before dark, just before dark.
Just before dark.
It's
pretty crowded here.
I know. Yeah, it's definitely a bit cozier than we like, for sure. We're here, and hopefully weather will be calm, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be fine. Okay. Well, good night. Good morning, everyone. Somebody just told us there's a huge bait ball, like, not far from our boat, so I'm going to jump in the water and check it out.
I was happy to see the water clarity was much better here than in Anaho Bay. Soon, thousands of small fish came into view. I dove back down to get a better look and saw a number of tuna in the distance. Fabio would be so mad he didn't come in with the spear gun. I believe the small particles in the water are phytoplankton. The Humboldt Current flows from Antarctica along the coast of Peru and west out into the Pacific, all the way to the Marquesas. This nutrient-rich cold current is full of phytoplankton, resulting in large numbers of fish and, we heard, manta ray, but may account for the poor development of coral in these otherwise tropical islands. The tuna darted after a fish, and I found myself engulfed in a tornado of small bait fish.
I think I just saw a shark a little early.
We came back to the boat because I saw a bunch of tuna, and there was actually one guy that speared a tuna, so we're going to try and catch some fish.
We anchored the dinghy, so I swam down to make sure it hooked on the bottom. It seemed like all the fish had disappeared, but suddenly the bait fish started speeding past us. There were thousands of small fish, but no tuna in sight. It was still really cool to see the patterns the large schools create. After about an hour searching for tuna, we gave up and headed back to the boat.